And we're going to head over to our Maleeha Sheikh, who has more on the official start of summer break, plus a look at another group of individuals having a particularly hard time during this pandemic. Maleeha.
Melissa, the COVID-19 pandemic has affected all of us, but a new study takes a close look at the impact on children and youth, a vulnerable population that has gone through a lot in a short period of time.
There are lots of studies out there related to COVID, but not very many that listen directly to kids about their experiences during COVID with school distancing, with remote learning, with physical closures, with social disconnection.
And what were they saying?
There's one group of kids who are doing just fine. There are some who are even thriving. So kids who are self-motivated and enjoying spending more time with their parents are really thriving during COVID. But then there's another group that we really need to be concerned about, and they're struggling because of less time outside, more time with technology, less physical activity, less engaging school, and less social connection. It is dependent on where you live, and in fact, we have a parallel Canadian study that just closed, and what we've discovered is that urban kids actually suffer these consequences worse. The negative impacts are worse for kids in Toronto because they have less space to play outside, and they have less time outside, and they're actually having less physical activity compared to their rural peers.
What are the major issues children are facing emotionally and physically?
There are a lot of kids who are just bored. They don't have enough stimulus. They don't have enough activities. And boredom in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing, but when you combine it with that other confluence of negative factors, I think it can be quite damaging to their physical and emotional health.
What can parents be doing to help their kids?
Well, I think it's really a collective responsibility that we need to take on as a city to ensure that when we reopen, we're supporting kids through school, through physical activity, through emotional supports. One of the things we heard clearly from kids is they want to talk about their experiences during COVID, and the process of talking through their experience is actually beneficial to their well-being. Make sure we're getting time outside. Make sure that kids are getting some physical activity. Make sure they're having a break from screen time. You know, if the question is, do kids suffer from Zoom gloom? The answer is yes. So half of kids in Toronto self-reported that they're spending too much time with technology.